It is a pleasure to be here. My name is Zohran Mamdani, and I'm proud to stand before you as the Democratic nominee to be the next mayor of New York City. And it's a pleasure to be here, especially as we come together to celebrate some truly great people who have been on the front lines of the fights for social and economic and racial justice. And I also have to thank Reverend Sharpton for bringing us all together, whether it be tonight or so many other nights that we have seen each other under the banner of the National Action Network. And before I go further, I have to wish Reverend Sharpton the happiest of belated birthdays. Because I think of the words of Reverend Al, who says, "I always beat the sun up in the morning. It's the secret to why I'm double trouble." And nothing describes the Reverend better than hustle, energy, relentless work for justice. And I know he's telling the truth because I've seen the green juice selfies. He is up and he is ready and he is going at the day. And the Reverend's story is also the story of this city. A story of New Yorkers who work harder than anyone else, who never settle for less, and who are always striving for excellence. And that excellence is what ties tonight's honorees together. And it's what often feels so out of reach in our politics, whether in our city or frankly in our nation. Because when we look to Washington and we see anti-DEI rollbacks and attacks on our rights, that's not excellence. When we see those who are tasked with keeping us safe deploying the National Guard and stripping us of our health care at the same time, that's not excellence. And when New Yorkers can no longer trust that change can come from politicians, that too is not excellence. So as we chart a path forward in this city and in this country, let us center it around the commitment to excellence that defines this city to its core. And my vision of that excellence is a city that is affordable, a city that is safe, and a city that lives up to the values of this very organization. That's why I'm here to talk about it. The first way that one does the work is by following the words of those that came before him. And the words that I often think of when I think of this city, and when I think of this state, and when I think of this country, are the words of Dr. King. What good is having the right to sit at a lunch counter if you can't afford to buy a hamburger? And I share those words because they must be our compass in ensuring that our city hall and our city uses every tool at its disposal to bring an end to what we have seen, which is the reverse of the Great Migration. What we have seen is the loss of 200,000 black New Yorkers over the last few decades alone. The loss of a population of black children and teenagers by 19% from 2010 to 2019. And if that is a loss that we are comfortable with, then it means we are comfortable with the politics that preceded this moment. But if we want change, if we want this to be a city people can stay and people can join, then I think it is time for a change in our politics as well. And with that being said, I say congratulations to tonight's honorees, congratulations to Reverend Sharpton, and congratulations also to the New Yorkers who will hold each and every one of us accountable, not just in November, but also in January when the hard work begins of delivering this agenda. Thank you very much. Thank you.